This is my grandpa's talk show.
Hello and welcome to Nature Talk News, brought to you by James from the Sunshine State of Southwest Florida. Where there's nature, there's news.
Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Nature Talk News. Today is International Podcast Day. This is September 30th, 2015. This is the second year that International Podcast Day has been out, and so I got to thinking, what can I do to participate in the International Podcast Day? So I decided that I would run my very first show, my very first podcast that I did about a little over 4 years ago, and I was a little nervous. I was really, it was a mess, but I finally had a caller call in. I was doing the show live at the time. So we're going to run that one to show our appreciation for the International Podcast Day. A lot of the advertisements and a lot of the contact things are no longer available because, like I said, I've switched different programs since then. But anyway, it's just there for the show. It's recorded. It's in my files that I just packed away. And I save every file that I have from the time I started podcasting. This one was Hiker James' Geocaching Talk Show. And it's interesting. And then along comes a caller, K&B, from Arizona. And from that day on, he has been my co-host on the show for the next year and 3 months. So I got lucky on that one, and so we're going to go ahead now and turn that loose and let you listen to it and see what you think. All right, here we go.
Blog Talk Radio.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending on where you're from. Welcome to Blog Talk Radio, Hiker James Geocaching Talk Show, 736.5 live from Ohio, USA. The time is 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The temperature 44 degrees. Yay! Nice day out there to be out geocaching. Okay, this is our first official talk show, other than my first live test last weekend. Hope we got a big crowd out there listening, and expecting some callers to call in. Today we're just kind of questioning people, kind of getting some ideas, what they would like to hear on this talk show. For today, I just going to open it up with let us know how addicted you are to the game. What's your favorite cache found? How excited were you when you got your first to find? Where you're from, your name, just little basic information to get started with here. So, got the phone lines are open if anybody'd like to call in and say hi to us. And you can see that number up there on your screen. It's 646-478-4941. I want to bring up a little advertisement here, and we're going to talk about a website called cacheface.com. That's spelled CACHEFACE.com. And it's where all the geocachers are hanging out at. We've got over 1,000. There's over 1,000 members on this page, and it's free. All you have to do is sign in, log in, and it's real easy to maneuver around. It's almost identical to Facebook, except it's a hangout for the geocachers. It's worldwide, and we just like to invite you to stop by and check it out, sign in, sign up, give us a visit. That's catchface.com. Okay, see, what else news? It could be news. What is geocaching? Anybody listening out there doesn't know what geocaching is? It's a real world outdoor treasure hunting game using GPS-enabled devices. Participants navigate to a specific set of GPS coordinates and then attempt to find the geocache or container hidden at that location. There's over a couple million people out there right now that's active in geocaching, and there's over 2 million geocaches hidden around the world. And it's a real simple game. It's a lot of fun for the outdoors. Your family, your friends, any age can participate in this. You just go up on the website, www.geocaching.com. And there, too, there's a choice of whether you want to do a free sign-up or if you want to do a premium membership. I think that premium membership now is like $30 a year, which is not a bad price to pay for this much fun. And you go up there and check that out, see what you think of that. And I see there's a lot of kids and teenagers out there today. That kind of helps get them away from the computer and their games and stuff that a lot of them sit inside their home over the weekend and bored, nothing to do. They might have a few friends, but they want to find some kind of adventure or something to do outdoors. That keeps them from getting in trouble. So it's a good place to check it out and see what you think of it. The only thing that you need for the game is a GPS device or GPS-enabled mobile phone so you can navigate to the cache. And the geocaching.com membership. Like I said, there's one that's free and there's one that's a premium, which when I first started geocaching, a friend of mine had posted on Facebook that they was going to go geocaching that next day. And I sent her a comment back, and I said, "What is geocaching?" Well, she said it's a little too much for her to explain, on the message, but she gave me that geocaching.com website. It says, go up there and check it out. Read about it. See what you think. I said, okay. So I went up there, was looking at it, what I could see for free membership. There's, I don't know, there's a lot, there's a whole thing. When you first get on geocaching.com, you'll see up in the upper left-hand corner, it will say Learn. And if you highlight that and go down to Geocaching 101, it's got just about every question possible that you'd want to know about geocaching. It tells you how the game is played, what the rules are, what do you need for geocaching, where they located, different types of geocaches. There's several different types of geocaches. What kind of geocache should I look for on my first adventure? Searching for them. There's just a multitude of questions on there that you can go to and check out what the answers are to it. There's travel bugs. Travel bug is usually something that looks like a dog tag or they even have some that look like frogs or lizards or anything that have a number stamped on them, to where you can sign this number in when you get it, you sign this number in to show that it's yours, and then you put that in on geocache. And if somebody else find it, when they find it, they can take it out, and they can log that they found it, and then they can take it, move it to another geocache. And as it goes around, it collects miles. So if you own it, you can keep track of it, or anybody else can keep track of it as far as that goes. But it just goes anywhere, or you can specify a certain place you want it to go. Like I said, if you want it to go to California, to Florida, to Canada, then the geocachers know that that's where they're going to try to get it into that direction, where they can get it there. And they just add up miles. I've seen some with 30,000 miles. I've seen some that's been out there for 8-9 years, and they're just traveling around the world. So that's a good thing there to check into the travel bugs. It even tells you about that on the learning part of it. Let's see. GPS, like I said, there's a regular GPS with the coordinates, and there's the iPhones. There's all different kinds of phone apps for GPS. The word geocaching comes from a word. Oh, I clicked on the wrong one here. Okay, we'll skip that one. Come back later to it. I'll find it in a little bit. We was talking about the trackables, the travel bugs, and how do you activate a trackable, and where do you get your own trackable? Well, trackables can be purchased from Shop Geocaching. If you live outside of the U.S., you can purchase a trackable from one of our distributors. There's websites, cacheadvance.com. They sell trackables. Just about any website you find out there that has to do with geocaching sells the trackables. So it's not an expensive game to get started into. There are just thousands. I mean, in the town that I live in, there's probably, I would say, I know there's over 100 geocaches in this town. I'm going to guess it's probably 150 plus. We've got bike trails in this town. You can take off on your bike trail in any direction, which we've got one that goes circles around town, and we've got one that goes east and west through town, and we've got one that runs north and south. So you can, on a good, nice warm day, you can ride your bike down these bike trails, and I'd say within 5 hours you could have 65 travel bugs real easy. And that is a lot, 5 hours of riding. It's not all riding. It's, stopping and finding it and going on to the next one. But, the rules say that they have to be hidden no closer than 528 feet. So you take 528 feet, that's a tenth of a mile. So you take that and figure how many geocaches are in a mile. How long does it take you to ride a bike a mile? And then figure, say 10 minutes to each stop trying to find the cache. So you're going to really, really rack up some numbers there. And so anyway, this is kind of like what I was wanting to do, was bring up some conversations to what kind of topics would people like to talk about of geocaching. I don't see no callers calling in yet, but if you got a favorite cache or if you just want to call in and say howdy, go ahead, give us a call. That's the Hiker James Geocaching Talk Show. With call in to talk to me at 646-478-4941, and that will put you right into the station. And I'll just bring you on the air live and say howdy. We're going to take a short break here, maybe about 15 seconds or so, and 20 seconds, and I'll be right back with you. Oh, wait a minute. We'll just wait on that one. I got a caller. Okay. Hello, you're on the air.
Yeah, Hiker James. This is Kenny with KMB, and calling in from Bullhead City, Arizona.
Wow, you're out there a little ways from me.
Yeah, we're out there.
Yeah, I'm in Ohio, about the Midwest part of Ohio. So how's the weather out there for geocaching?
It's pretty nice. It was in the low 90s last week and the 80s this week.
Oh, wow.
So in the summertime it gets pretty hard with we reach about 120 degrees.
Right. Well, right now we could take that 80 degrees if you want to send some out here. Today's the nicest day we've had in 2 weeks, and it's 44 degrees, and we're looking for snow for the next 4 days. Talking about 5 more inches.
That's got to be hard to geocache in.
You'd be surprised how many people are out there in that snow.
Yeah. Yeah, my wife and I have been caching since March of last year. We're coming up on our 1-year anniversary with with 1304.
Wow, 1304.
Yeah.
I don't get out there to do my geocaching too much. I'm at 134, but I'm interested in being out there and seeing what other people are doing and finding out things about how they go about it, different things like that. But so, are you? I guess I could say you're addicted to the game.
We are not as bad as we were in the beginning, but we're going to be going out here in a little bit. There was a few that posted last night. Of course, all of ours post when we're in bed. So,
all right. Wake up in the morning and somebody's already got it.
Yeah. There's a lot of people that want those first day finds.
Mm-hmm. How many do you have? You think?
First day finds?
Uh-huh.
I think about 30.
Wow. That's a good number.
And we have 33 of our own caches and 4 travelers.
Right. I've lost that many travelers.
Yeah.
They disappear.
Well, my wife and I are actually, we have travel bug tattoos. So that's
okay.
addicted, I guess. So it's kind of hard to lose those.
Now, does that on the tattoos? Does that show up as mileage on there too? Because I've got a trackable on my truck, and all it does is say that they discovered it. It don't say if they discovered it in Kentucky or any place like that.
It does if you take it to a cache. When you log your cache, at the bottom it'll say something about the trackables, and it'll say discovered or taken. So if you take your truck to a cache, and when you log it, there's a spot down there that says, did you log any trackables? And your truck should be on there, and you'd say visited, and then it'll track the miles on your truck. And my wife and I have tracked over about 5,000 miles.
Okay. Yeah, that's the way I do mine on my truck. Show visited, but I didn't know if the tattoo was anything different because it was more or less a human trackable.
No, it's exactly the same, and it's actually registered with Groundspeak.
Okay. Well, you can get some miles on it that way. I know some people pick up trackables out there in the caches somewhere, and they'll hold on to it for 2 or 3 weeks, and as they go around to different places, they'll show that they visited, and they could rack up 100 miles on it before they even turn it loose again.
Yeah, and our one trackable, it's been missing now for quite a few months. It's back in Tennessee somewhere.
Uh-huh.
And my nephew actually picked it up one day because he's in the Army back in Kentucky, and he called me one day and said, "Uncle, I found this trackable, and it's got your name on it."
That's pretty good.
I said, "Well, move it on."
Yeah. Take a picture of it and send it on.
Yeah, but we're having fun with it. When we first started, I didn't realize how big this was. And,
all right.
And now with Cache Face, I'm really liking Cache Face.
Oh, so you're a member on there?
Yeah, I'm a KMB.
KMB, okay.
KMB.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that Cache Face, I think, is about the best thing that ever come out on the web for me and the guy that owns the website. We worked together when he first started it there, and we was working pretty close on it, and I was observing everything that was going on here in the States, and he made me the U.S. Cache Face, where I could monitor and things with him. And he's a very nice fellow, I'll tell you that. He can go out of his way to make a website like that for people. And I was advertising on there today, just a little bit ago, at trying to get some more members come up there and join.
Yeah, I've seen that, and yeah, we're just having a lot of fun with it. We've met a lot of nice people and made some really good friends, which now we plan hiking trips around geocaching.
Ah.
We'll find an area that's got quite a few caches, and we'll pack up the tents and spend a weekend geocaching.
Man, that's better than just going out to the lake for the weekend, isn't it?
Yeah, it's great, and we've been to some places that geocaching has taken us that we probably would have never have gone to.
Right.
And I hear that a lot from people.
Uh-huh. Yeah, there's some, even out in the middle of nowhere, there's places, people found places that, landmarks and things that's interesting to look at and visit.
And that's what we find a lot out here, because out in the middle of the desert, you come up across a house that's 30 miles off a main road, an old mining house.
Uh-huh.
And so it's exciting.
Did you have a 5.5 yet? 5 stars?
We have actually 2.
2?
We have
I got my first one December 1st, and it was called July 1st, 2001, I believe it was. Southern Indiana, down by the river, and it was up in the banks. I mean, it was a 3-stage cache, and the first one was like 50 foot up, and the second one was like 100 foot up, and then the third one was like 50 feet down. I mean, it was a 5-hour trip. I mean, it took us 3 hours to get all 3 caches. And we was real happy with that. There's 3 of us went down there, and we was gone like about 8 hours for that whole day, and we had a good time.
That was with our first 5.5. It was called Kevin's Cave, where you actually had to climb down to a cave. There was 3 different levels where someone had put in ladders on these different levels. And we missed it the first weekend. Our GPS was off about 40 feet to find the opening to the cave, and we went back the next weekend, and we finally found it, and that trip was about 6 hours.
Yeah.
And it was pretty rugged desert terrain.
Right. Yeah, I didn't know. This was like 170 miles from where I live at, and I wasn't too sure. You know, I was hoping that we'd find it all and I wouldn't have to go back.
Yeah.
And sure enough, you know. But I mean, between the three of us helping each other up and down that cliff. Well, but the fella that put the cache out there, I guess he ran into a problem with the park, and they told him he had to archive it because all these comments and stuff, people was over bragging about it, you know, how steep it was. They had to use ropes and climbing gear and all of that, and there's places there that you'd need it, but there's other places you could get up to, you know, without it. So I didn't see any problem with it there, and he went ahead and archived it, but he left it there for about 2 months. So it's because people plan on going to a place like that, you know, like you plan to go somewhere next month and you save up for it and everything, and then all of a sudden it's archived.
Yeah,
you know,
that's bad sometimes.
Right. So that's what he did. He left it up, but you know, said that he was going to give it a couple months before he actually went and took it out of there. And then he invited people that if they still hadn't had a chance to do it, he told them when he was going to be there, and they could go with him to the 3 stages, so they could, you know, sign the logbook.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun. And is this going to be a Saturday regular show? Or
I believe it's going to be a Saturday. I think is a good time. I don't know. I'd like to get some kind of feedback on it, but you know, here I'm in Ohio, and what are you in Mountain Time?
Yes.
Okay, so you're looking at Western Time. Let's see, it's 3 here, 2 o'clock out west. 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock out west. Over in the UK,
noon right now.
Noon, yeah. And over in the UK, it's like 8 o'clock at night. So it's actually it's good time to be spread all the way across where people, you know, can actually be there to listen to it.
Okay. Well, James, I'm gonna let you go, and maybe we can get some other people in here to chat and get some feedback, and I'll try and give you another call in next Saturday.
All right, we'll be here, and appreciate you calling in, and I'll see you again up there on catchphrase.com.
Yes, you will. You have a good day.
You too. Thanks.
Goodbye. Bye-bye.
Okay, that was pretty interesting there. And we're just about out of time. We got 4 minutes left. And, well, what are we going to do now? That last 4 minutes is going to seem like an hour. I see some people on chat there. Haven't seen anybody chatting, but if you're on chat, pick up your phone and give me a call. Talk to me for a couple minutes there. Let me know where you're at. Let me know where you're from or what your favorite verse to find is. Give me some ideas what you'd like to talk about on the talk show, or what you'd like to listen to on the talk show. You don't necessarily have to call in, and you can always go up and see it as an archive later if you missed it today. You would just have to go to it's just blogtalkradio.com, and go to the search and search Hiker James, HIKERJAMZ. I spelled it a little different to be unique, but everybody that's out there listening that hasn't called in or hasn't chatted today, if you want to drop me an email and say hi, tell me what you thought of it, just send that email to Hiker James, HIKERJAMZ @hotmail.com. We'll be glad to get back with you through an email, and we'll hope we see some of you out there next weekend. We'll have another show, and look for the topic on the next show, probably tomorrow, sometime by tomorrow afternoon, I should have that up, what our next one's going to be. So I'm going to sign out of here, and it's been a pleasure being on the air and talking live. There's all these people probably out there geocaching today and just didn't have time to stop by and say hi. That's okay. I'd rather you be out there geocaching and finding all them caches. That gives you something to talk about next week when I get on here. So anyway, I'm going to end this call with just a little bit of my music here until the 1 minute and 42 seconds runs out. This is Hiker James, Blog Talk Radio, Geocaching Talk Show, signing off. See ya.
For more information about Nature Talk News, you can email us at naturetalk@outlook.com, or you can visit our website at naturetalknews.com, and there you can send us a message or you can send us a voice message. Also, you can listen to each one of our episodes straight from this page. Share this with a friend and let us know what you think of our Nature Talk News show.